Yes, we're back. Welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, where last time we continued the trial and we got more questions to answer. We found out who Genocide Jill was, and it's not her. But now there's accusations upon Byakuya. And then there wasn't. But now we're moving on, so let's just have a move on. Why not?
Come on, Makoto.
Oh yeah, he was being a sassy boy to me. He doesn't know what I'm talking about.
If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
I got your proof, I think. It's been a while since I played. Life is in the way. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else? There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker rooms. Okay, this is a great thing, because I remember the two posters, because the boys were in the girls' one, and the girls' poster was in the boys' one. So it has to be this.
I got it!
Bingo blammo, boys.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Because thinking stereotypically, that can't happen.
Your proof is some posters?
Yes, but let me explain.
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
Why does big boobed matter anyway? Supermodel would do just fine, but big titty supermodel works. Okay.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Okay. And
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
most likely they were switched.
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Gotta get big and swole in some ways, right?
Protein coffee?
Yeah, you wouldn't know anything about it, would you?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Okay, I don't know this part, but let's take a good look. Ah, because it was in the boys' locker room. I'm a dum-dum.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Oh, she know it. She can differentiate between regular coffee and protein coffee because there's a difference.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible. Don't
But
you think?
why move it to a different location even though it's going to be found? That's confusing in a way.
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
That's a really good question because why would they care?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Yeah, because the only way to get into the boys' locker room is if she had a boys' key card. Either she is a he or she stole something from a he.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Okay, go for it.
I highly doubt that.
Give him some faith. We need something, so just hear him out, okay?
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Okay. This is weird. Broken e-handbook. Right, she could have stolen a handbook. That's possible.
Is it really possible?
Yes, I just said it was possible.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah, I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
Okay, I'm a dip. I'm an idiot. I'll let you talk. I should have waited.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah, I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her. No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh?
What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
That's broken.
No, that's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Well, that was totally useless, but hey, we eliminated a possibility on the right side. Good effort, I guess.
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
At least you accept it.
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
I mean, facts are facts. Once he stated something that was true, that's all he needed to know. So I respect that kind of thinking in some ways.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
If they're alive, I guess.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
That too.
In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway. So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
Okay, so that eliminates that possibility.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook,
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
Do you want me to punch you in the face? Because I will. I hate you with a passion. I will gladly do it.
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Bro, hold on. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Kyoko to save the day. Come on, girl, give me something.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
She knows something that we don't, because of course she does.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
Then tell me. Don't hide it, please. Why do you keep doing this? I stated this in my freaking impressions video.
what?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
We're having recess? We're having recess. Go for it. Yes, I'll have some recess.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
A recess. Catch up. Come on.
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Yeah.
For real? Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Kyoko knows something that we don't. Oh boy. Can you just instantly take us to it? So, before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in our lead. And where she took us was... the body.
Girls' locker room?
More importantly, the body.
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
Have we though? She knows something.
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
Maybe not him for him to do it. Yeah, because I don't trust this guy.
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
Yeah, stay back. Stay back.
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
I get what you're talking about, because it's a little bit wrong for a boy to put his hands all over a girl's dead body, so I'm with you there.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
But I don't want to... It seems very wrong in our role.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Thank you.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
No, that's necrophilia. Heck no.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quickly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
Sakura, you know now, don't... What do you know? What?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
What's not possible? Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
What?
a boy.
Alright, that flips everything. It was a trap all along. Okay. That does make sense now on why the murderer would switch to the dead bodies to the girls' room. That made no sense. They were trying to protect their identity. But who would know that?
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
Catch up.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
I mean, she doesn't look like the type to joke around either, so fair enough.
you guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
So if you check her handbook, it should say that she's a boy. Sorry, he is a boy.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, the world's really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
No. No.
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Alright, we got some newfound information on this one.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
So this eliminates all the girls from doing it. Because Chihiro was a guy, it has to be one of the boys. But which boy?
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I'm pretty sure it was probably for good reasons, because, well, society is a bish to deal with. To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So that confirms his handbook was a boy, okay.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
But what? No. But then why was the stuff switched?
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll definitely get there.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
In the end, though, does it really matter? No. The answer is no.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Except who is the dang killer, Byakuya? Keep up.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Probably not.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But
You had the same intuition I do. I don't think it's him. Ugh.
I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Yeah, because Byakuya is just Byakuya-ing everything. Byakuya. Fooling around is the new synonym. Ah, yes.
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit.
About dang time you admit it.
I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
What the heck? Why? Why?
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, cause why would he tell us that?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
At least he had the same sense bar as I do.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead, find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
You're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Well, no, not anymore.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
Thank you, girl, for backing me up.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
You gave up? Okay. You gave up again. Lovely.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer was a guy. I picked that one up a lot earlier. Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Okay. I need one of you to mess up hard. Come on. Celeste's account. What was her account?
Isn't there a...
What was her account? I don't remember.
Clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who
So far the hint is just any more info? Any more info?
Only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
That was a nice reference.
No, not game over.
Okay. No, as a matter of fact, there is an eyewitness account regarding Chihiro. She has more information about that.
A few moments later.
I want to know who saw the victim, the killer.
Celeste knows. There we go.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Really?
Oh yeah, she saw Chihiro on the way, I think.
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
Oh, that's a really good point.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
Okay, so not Hifumi, not Makoto, obviously.
I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Because I don't think he wanted you to know that he was a girl. Or he was a guy, I mean.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Nice job.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
The marvel of friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
I think I might have an idea who. Who.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
You had to take a guess on who would work out. It's not Hifumi. Sure as heck not Byakuya.
You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
I know who the killer is.
Seriously?
It's either you or
Who is it?
Mondo.
Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
We can't, and stop being smart, you stupid piece of crap.
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Well, we can only find out, so...
Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket you took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. Okay. Make your argument time. Celeste's account. Okay.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Yes.
He was on his way to go exercise.
Yes.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
No? Okay. I got too happy. Again. I'm screwing up again. This is just consistency.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
He was
Let's
on
go
his
back
way,
and
so
listen to
next,
everything.
Why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing his...
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. This exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
So it has to be something with the tracksuit.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
She's right. What he said just now is really odd. How did he know something like that?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. She was on his way
Right.
up,
Oh. Wait a minute.
I got it! It matched the one. So,
The killer was wearing the same blue.
How did you know it was a blue tracksuit, Fudger? Explain now. Explain.
hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
That just clicked in my head.
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assume he headed off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color.
She didn't.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
You're the murderer.
What are you? You just.
Why?
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
Oh, Mondo, you effed up. Both in trying to get away with it and killing her. My mind.
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Cause she was the one that was meeting him.
Because I just...
Oh, man.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility. Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
Either that or blood.
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
You're panicking.
He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag.
Oh.
If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit.
Wow. You got played.
That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Then you could have just told us. God dang it.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way he talked, the way he was acting, because I hate him. The way he was acting?
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't get that.
And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude.
Oh.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You could have just told us that in the beginning, but sure, make it more dramatic.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Ouch.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
And here comes the panic.
I didn't kill anyone!
And there it is.
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Because you slipped up.
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
I'm sorry, but who do you think it is? It's not Byakuya. I'll tell you that much.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Alright, what do you got?
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Boom, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Don't be hopeful.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Just do it.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Oh, Fume, you legend. You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to... Mondo's? Okay. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed.
So we're just gonna check that Chihiro is a boy.
I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
No, that's wrong because Monokuma told us that there is one way to break it.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
So why do all the guys' ones break?
How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbooks break? There's only one possible explanation. Because you can't hack it, you can't hitting the weak point. But what does that
You
mean?
told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that?
Yes, I do. I remember that far back.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed
I got too excited.
to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
Because you're the only one that knows. So yes.
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Then make it a rule.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
Just make it a rule, I said. Just make it a rule.
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
Okay.
I flippin' knew it! You knew it? Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Oh! There's only two people who go to the sauna anyway.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
But someone already knew that.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
I remember.
I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Mondo.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Yeah. Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? It had to be someone who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was... Need I say more?
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
You know why.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
That confirms it. So do you have Leon's handbook then? So the one that was broken the entire time was yours.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Make your argument. Broken e-handbook, Chihiro's e-handbook, card reader.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct...
I forgot the freaking settings. How do I move?
You broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
God dang it.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Okay. I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during their sauna showdown. If I can just prove that, then that will show that the handbook Mondo has must actually be...
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
Okay.
What he said you broke your own. In other words, if not, then that proves.
Let's go back to the one that...
Works just fine.
See? Makoto was wrong.
Ignore that.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No.
Shoot.
Okay, I'm just very dumb.
Let's test Makoto's
I
assertion.
gotta think about this.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if not, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works.
Got it.
No, that's wrong.
Let's see what that broken e-handbook is then.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
After I figured it out. Come on. I'm smarter now.
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
Ah.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes? But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
But not borrowing.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
Yep, there it is.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so.
Come on.
I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but
Son of a bitch.
Oh, I was right.
What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong.
I'm sorry. I don't want to split up our friendship, but I'm sorry.
Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
Oh god, I gotta sort everything out, don't I?
That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Alright, here we go. This is gonna take me a while, so give me a break. Alright, sure, I'm gonna go with this. If I mess up, then I mess up.
Here's exactly what happened.
Well, I don't know that for sure.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
So far, so good.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Okay.
Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there, and the person he met was the one who killed him.
Oh, thank god.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster. And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
God dang it. Alright, fixing that one. Is it that? Is it that?
After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
There we go.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Because he was a jerk.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
He gets his hands dirty after all, huh? For F's sakes, god dang it. What about now?
The killer is you! And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget.
Holy crap, I almost ruined this case.
Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Come on. That has to be it.
No, this can't be right.
I'm telling you everything I can.
Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof.
I gave you as much as I can.
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Evidence that Mondo is the killer. That already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear some more? Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, yes, if you press the RB button, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push A, Y, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got to access it to special time, right? So, we've also prepared something called Nega Time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates Nega Time during the bullet time battle, your tempo meter marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind, I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use Nega Time. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, let's break down this man. Freaking screw you and your Nega Time.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence.
Come on, I use mine.
Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
There we go. I had to counter it with mine. That's all I had to do, because I'm a dum-dum.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now.
Yeah, show it.
Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was joking earlier, but... why did you have to do it?
I did it. I killed him.
I don't feel satisfied at all. Got one C, but that's okay. Thanks for the Monokuma coins. And now for inner sadness.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait, hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
We're making the correct choice. I can say that, but... fudge. We all know who it is gonna be. Don't tease me. Yep, alright.
What?
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Owada.
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
I refuse to believe it. There's no way he could kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? 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 Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it,
you can hit the B button to fast forward the text. This is not the time for fourth wall breaks. Jesus, you're making me stumble. I want to know.
Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out.
How nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy.
But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him. It was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger.
I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
No, you're not. You're not.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge.
Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell could crack. The armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now. But I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone.
Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better.
With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it. When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that someone his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me.
Yep, it sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So, Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very first symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to.
Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong.
That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
But how does moving the body keep a secret?
Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. Why? What'd he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you... Because, no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone.
You're wrong.
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own understanding, by your own standard, is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, you obviously can. That's all there is to it.
Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother!
Wow.
Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the characteristic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number 1 in the gang. And his number 2, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul.
The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that do is make the gang look bad.
Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top.
And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly...
Oh, shoot. His brother saved him.
Lying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words.
My bad, kid. I effed up. Sorry.
Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened.
Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team, you and me put together. It's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened, oh god, from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose himself to this kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I'm strong. Strong.
And yet, as soon as her killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret.
Mondo killed his older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why I, Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety, way down in my stomach. It was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me all this all of a sudden?
Huh?
'Cause I mean, you kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us?
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had, so I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you effing with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside of my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was lying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey!
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Shut up, you bear!
Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't.
You bastard! Just shut up, you son of a gun! Go ahead and say that again, I dare you!
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want, is what I want to say, but... Unfortunately, I can't do that right now. Because the time for punishing is fast approaching.
Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promise you, right?
Now.
The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Owada, the ultimate biker gang leader.
No, wait!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
That was the hardest reading of my life. I know he did it, but it's such a shame. His own jealousy got to him. Oh god. What is this? Oh, you gotta replicate his hairstyle too. Great. What the fudge? What is this? The Cage of Death. Oh god. And he bails out on him just like that. And he's just gonna spin around like that? Oh my gosh. No. And that's how he goes? And that's how he goes? Wait, where'd he go? Huh? Oh, you piece of Mondo butter. Mondo butter. F off. Don't do that to me. F off. Why? Why?
Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace.
It can't be. My brother. Another murder. Another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. I will slap you in the face. Sincerely. Byakuya.
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of her friends is dead, do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey,
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except that.
however,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm and emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly,
So you ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
there is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well, so you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
Let's see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, we decided to use that to create the fake murder scene. But damn, man! If we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before I reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked at me in the eye, could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey,
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next.
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why?
Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
what?
You are over-exaggerating.
I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
What do you mean?
Mean? Mean. Mean.
What the heck?
Mean. Good grief. I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor. Then everything will be revealed to me.
Ah, the son of a noble family. Truly you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
Shut up. I'll never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled.
Oh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap.
Monokuma, you bastard. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, or worse, fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying,
Okay, so there is a mastermind for real.
this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay?
Oh god.
After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
So it has to be one of us then, but just don't know who. there's one thing I like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean. There's a 16th high school student?
My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
So, the plot thickens. Someone knows. Someone is part of the thing. I'm panicking because I'm confused. Chapter 2. Boy's Life to Despair. The end. And that's another 2 down. To be continued. And that is where we're gonna end it for now. Why would you give me that? Why would you give me that? Just why? What? Why? You fools. But, as I was saying before I got so rudely interrupted, was something that I don't want to be given, particularly because it was someone who died. That is where we're gonna end it all for now. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all that jibba jabba, my kings and my queens. And I will see you soon. Mondo. Now I know that your backstory is that your brother was someone that you got killed. And after experiencing that and the after results of that, life is just a full of twists and turns, isn't it? It's scary. Danganronpa made me depressed.
You're fine, so fine. But the question is, what will it take to make you mine? Where have you been for all this time? I question myself, how come this beautiful thing here ain't mine?